Okay, so this is the second day of dividing decimals, and now we're going to do dividing a little bit more complicated problems. But before I start, I'm going to tell you a little story here to help with this. So I'm just going to move this over, and we're going to start with our story. And the story is about two brothers. We have Dan and Ditto. Dan loves playing basketball. He loves playing basketball. He's like a basketball star. He started in middle school in 6th grade, and he is in 8th grade now, and he plays basketball. His brother, Ditto, loves his big brother and wants to be just like him. And he plays basketball too. And he copies his brother, and he watches his brother, and he does everything his brother does. His brother practices outside of their garage, and he has a basket outside in the garage, and he practices out there. But he won't let his little brother practice basketball with him out there because he thinks he's going to get hurt, and so he says that he can't come out there and practice. So what does Ditto do? Ditto in the garage watches his brother out the window, and he sees his brother playing basketball. And whatever his brother does, he does. So outside, Dan dribbles, shoots. Inside the garage, Ditto will do the same thing. Dribble, shoot. And sometimes his ball gets stuck up in the rafters. But he keeps practicing, and he follows what his brother's doing. What does this have to do with dividing decimals? Well, if we look at our decimals, and I'm just making up a problem right now. And we're not going to actually solve this problem, but we're going to use it for an example. So if Dan is outside here practicing, and Ditto is inside watching and practicing, and the ball is the decimal point, what happens? Well, it moves towards the basket. So he dribbles and shoots. And Ditto on the inside does the same thing. He dribbles and he shoots, but sometimes it gets stuck in the rafters. So the decimal moves. Now the problem is not 0.35 divided by 15.64. The problem now is 35 divided by 15, or 156.4, because we moved the decimal. And we moved the decimal up there. So that is the story of Dan and Ditto. All right, that's going to help us with our homework today. So now let's go back to our homework, and we're going to do a couple. I'm going to tell you that inside, outside still applies. And it applies even more today, because I can tell you that I have seen so many kids today put the big number inside. Well, in elementary, yeah, the big number probably was going to go inside, but now we're dividing decimals. Decimals are a part. The reason they're a decimal is they are part of a whole. That's why they're called a decimal. Just like a fraction is not a whole, it's a fraction. It's part of a whole. So the inside could be the small number. Well, then how do we know which one to put inside the house? You use the rule inside, outside. The very first one will go inside. So on number 7, 1.8 goes inside, 3.6 goes outside. So let's do number 7. So this is number 7, and let's do that one. So 1.8 goes inside, and 3.6 goes outside. I know that's weird, because in elementary you're not used to putting the big one outside. But if you do it the other way, you're going to get a different answer. Okay, now we have to ask ourselves, what is the first step? Well, we move the decimal. So let's move this decimal. Dan dribbles and shoots. Ditto dribbles and shoots. Okay, now for giggles, I'm just going to rewrite this just so there's no confusion. And I don't think that's a bad way of doing this. Rewrite it. And I'm going to add a couple of zeros, which I can, or 1. All right, now I have to ask myself, does 36 go into 18? No, it doesn't. So 36 doesn't go into 1. It doesn't go into 18. But does 36 go into 180? Well, yeah, it does. It is smaller than 180, so we can do that. Well, how do I know how many? Well, trial and error is a great way. I can estimate, let's say 30, that's an easy number, or even 40. 40, it's closer to 40, so let's just say 40. 40, we could skip count, 40, 80, 120, 160. I think it's going to be 4. 40, 80, that's 2. 12 is 3. And 4. Yep, we're going to try 4. All right, but if we're wrong, we'll just do another number. It'll give us a point to start. We needed to start somewhere. Okay, 4 times 6 is 24. 20. 4 times 3 is 12. 13, 14. Okay, so we have 144. Okay, well, what is 5? 5 times 36. Okay, 5 times 6 is 30. 3. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, look at there. There we go. Okay, so it is 5. So 5 goes into that with 180. Subtract. There's 0 left. Okay, it's done. So it's 0.5. All right, is there a 0.5 on here? Yep, there's a 0.5. There it is. Okay, so we did number 7. 7 is done. I'm going to do one more. I'll do one more. We'll do one. I'll do 2 more. I'll do 1 and 2. All right, so 1, they tell you which is inside and outside. If I wanted to write this, it would be 0.15 divided by 0.75, but they already did it for me, so let's do that. 0.75, that goes inside. Outside is 0.15. Okay. All right, now let's move. I want to make this, yeah, it's got to be a straight house. Straight house. Okay, there we go. All right, let's move our decimal. 1, 2, shoot. 1, 2, shoot. There we go. 75 divided by 15. I'm going to add some zeros. 15. Okay. All right, so this is number 1. Does 75 go into 0 or into 1? If I have $1, can I give someone $75? No, I can't. That's 0. Does 75 go into 15? No, if I have $15, I can't give someone $75. Does 75 go into 150? Well, 75 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. There it is, 150. Okay, so 75 does go into 150 2 times. All right, write my 150. And subtracting it, there's 0 left. I didn't put there, it's subtracting. And so then I'm done. 0.2. All right, is there a 0.2? Yes. Okay, at this time, pause. Do not go on. I'm going to do number 2, but you try number 2 without me doing it. And then you check. 2.4. Okay, so pause right now. Okay, welcome back. 2.4 divided by 0.12. 2.4 divided by 0, 1, 2, and the decimal's right there. Okay, and I'm trying to be very neat with my numbers. I know it doesn't look like it, but I am. All right, so 2.4. Does it go into, well, first we got to move this decimal. 1. 1. Okay, let's rewrite that. 24 divided by 0, 1.2. Now, do I have to put that 0 in? No, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. All right, let's see. 24, does it go into 0? No. Oh no, my pencil is dead. Shoot. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to pause. Okay, I think I got enough charge on my pencil for a few more seconds here. So, does 24 go into 0? No. Does 24 go into 1? No. Does 24 go into 12? No. Add some zeros. Does 24 go into 120? Yeah. So let's do 5. 24. Oops, I'm sorry. 24 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10. 11, 12. Oh, 120. There it is. So that's 5. 120. I have 0 left over. So the answer is 0.05 or 5 hundredths. Okay. All right, so give those a try. Finish up the homework, and I hope this helped.